and Jerry Lawler in severe trouble. Uh-oh, down on the floor. Look out. Lawler slammed into the ring post. And Nick Bockwinkel is using the street tactics that he certainly has no objection of using when it comes to holding a title or winning one. Referee Jerry Calhoun comes down to chase Bockwinkel off. Nick hops up nimbly into the ring. I'm not sure whether he's going to get up out of this. He's got a 10 count. The challenger comes over and looks at him. But Lawler, a game one, who has known adversity before and battled his way back, trying to get up off the floor. And Nick Bockwinkel too close to the ropes, and the referee trying to back him up as Lawler comes under. Bockwinkel meets him with that foot right in the middle of the back and the back of the neck. Lawler battling his way back up. Gone. And Lawler shoots a big right, the first one of the night. A second one. Bockwinkel stunned. He's on the canvas, but quickly back up. Walks into a left. The referee hollering, open the fist up. And a right hand drives Bockwinkel into the center of the ring. Lawler, 1, 2, and he can't get the third one. Thought he had it, but he didn't. Looks like a suplex. Slamming Nick Bockwinkel into the canvas. Lawler now covers him. 1, 2, and Bockwinkel slides out. The right. On the turnbuckles, Lawler again with a right hand. Jerry Calhoun, the referee, continues to say, open him up. But he's not getting a respect in that regard from either of the wrestlers when they had the opportunity. Oh, boy. He staggered him back into the turnbuckles. Bockwinkel slumping in the corner. Lawler right on top of him. A lesser man would have been gone already. A reversal. And Bockwinkel slings Lawler down, and down goes referee Jerry Calhoun. Oh, he fired Lawler in. Lawler at 234. Calhoun weighs about 160 pounds. With Calhoun down, Lawler goes to the corner. Bockwinkel in the center of the ring. The crowd hollering, be careful, Jerry. And Bockwinkel rolled out of the way. Lawler right on the spine. Pile driver. Lawler hurt. Bockwinkel going for a cover. 1, 2, 3, and he got him. Ladies and gentlemen, a new Southern champion in 24 minutes and 1 second, Nick Bockwinkel.
Yeah, it was kind of a discouraging thing, I know, for Jerry in that particular instance in there, but as we said, he's had adversity before. We're going to take time. I'll be back in just a moment.
Thursday night, not tonight, you're going to see in action Jerry the King Lawler against Crutcher Broomfield as Jimmy Cornette will be making his debut in the corner, and then you're going to see Sugar and Eaton going against
Jacques Rougeau and Terry Taylor. More on that in a moment.
Well, let's
Jimmy?
talk about Crusher. My debut in Crusher's Corner, Lance,
That's true.
is going to be Jerry Lawler's final appearance in Nashville, Tennessee. I can promise you that, because the biggest obstacle that I've had to put up with trying to get into professional wrestling is Jerry Lawler, his big fat mouth running people down and trying to get me out of it. And I promise you, when Crusher Broomfield comes to town, 400 pounds, 6 feet 10, he drops on Jerry Lawler, it's going to feel like a house with a 3-car garage, and that's going to be the end of Jerry Lawler's glorious reign as king of Nashville, Tennessee, because everybody thinks he's the king down there. Well, if he wants to come down there and all his fans want to stagger in to see it, I can promise you it'll be his last appearance in Nashville, Tennessee. You don't have to worry about that. And from now on, Crusher Broomfield is going to be known as the king around here, and I am going to have my way in professional wrestling, Lance.
Well, we'll find out what kind of batting average he's going to have right here. Jimmy Hart, Sweet Brown Sugar.
You know, I can't believe this. Everywhere we go in Nashville, people are saying, boy, y'all are running from Jacques Rougeau and Terry Taylor. Hey, these guys have never run from anybody in their lives. Let me tell you exactly what happened, baby. We went to the ring, right? We came back from the ring with the belts, and all of a sudden these guys are going, we got to do this, we got to do that, chasing us out the back door. We couldn't even catch these guys, and now they want a title shot. These men put the belts up 52 weeks a year, 7 days a week. So we wanted a little rest, right? Now they're coming in acting like big shots. Well, let me tell you something. Big shot, Mr. Jacques Rougeau. Hello, Pally, big boy. I'm going to tell you something, Daddy. If you can pin these guys in the middle of that ring, if you can get a pin on them, then maybe we'll sign a contract with you. You understand what I'm saying? Tell them, sure.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You just wait and see. You want to get a little funky, we're going to get funky. You just be there. I guarantee you, we're going to get down now, Pop.
Well, it's going to be a non-title bout. That means nobody has to worry about it. That means that Taylor and Rougeau may let it loose coming Thursday night.
All right, going to be back to Channel 17's Championship Wrestling in just a moment. Let me give you the card tonight, right out there at the fairgrounds, my friend. Landell going against Robert Gibson. Then it'll be Bobby Fulton against Carl Fergie. Listen to this one. It's signed since this show, and you'll want to see it. The Sheepherders going against Dundee and Mantell. And then the main event, the fabulous ones of Jackie Fargo against Jimmy Hart's New York Dolls. But no time, no disqualification.
Hey, Pally, it's me, man. The card says, no time. You're living on borrowed time already. No time, Jackie. Remember it. Life is fragile, Mr. Fargo. Handle it with care.
We'll be looking for it. That's tonight out at the fairgrounds. A lot of hilarity going on. That won't be the call when it comes up tonight out there. Jonathan Boyd, Luke Williams, the Sheepherders. You'll see in just a moment what brought about this bout with Dundee and Mantell.
For 18 months, we've been planning to come here, Dundee. When you are sitting down thinking about this, ask yourself why. Why should the #1 team in the world come here just to destroy soft, bloody Yanks, Dundee? There's got to be a reason. Got to be more than one reason. You're going to be one of them, and they're going to find out in Nashville. As the people in Nashville have seen, nobody can even come near us. Because you know why? Yanks don't like pain. Anybody who wants to become a professional wrestler has to inflict pain with their knowledge. Pain is what makes men move. When you grab hold of them, you can feel them move. And Dundee, we're going to be moving you and your bloody Yankee partner, Mantell, all over the arena.
I'll tell you one thing for a fact. Tonight, there's going to be a whole lot of personal going down when they get together. The Sheepherders going against the superstar Bill Dundee and his partner, Dutch Mantell. And don't you believe that, by golly, that won't be some kind of a battle. That'll be followed up by the Dolls going against the fabulous one. No time, no disqualification. Big night to be out at the fairgrounds and join us.
Jackie Fargo's fabulous one. Steve Kerr and Stan Lane. Let's take in a little of this right now. Stan Lane and Steve Kerr. Their opposition already in the ring on Championship Wrestling. Carl Fergie and the Enforcer. Kern and Lane making their first live appearance here on Championship Wrestling since coming under the consulting team of Jackie Fargo. Team, okay, baby.
Come up here and take a close up.
I'm sure glad you did. Carl Fergie giving a little static in there about knock off all the showbiz. Fergie a little upset that the attention is all on the team of Lane and Kern. A couple of specimens, Dave. All right, man, we got our eye on him. We will be to it in just a minute, Carl. We got to get him ready to wrestle. And the fabulous ones get down to the nitty-gritty right now as they are preparing to meet Fergie and the Invaders.
How are we looking, Les?
Oh, you're looking mighty handsome, mighty good.
Yes, Jack, you be proud of us.
Jackie indeed would be proud of you. I happen to know he is extremely proud of you. Won't take long, is what Steve Kern says. Let's have the introductions for this match, Dave.
It's one fall, 15-minute time limit match. Total weight of 435 pounds. From Atlanta, Georgia, Carl Fergie. And from parts unknown, the Enforcer. Going against him at a total of 443. The fabulous one, Steve Kern and Stan Lane. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Fergie now, after being irate about that, it's a little ironic. He hadn't even taken his jacket off, so he goes through the procedure to get rid of his jacket. He had a little front center spotlight while we were waiting on him. Stan or Steve, one of them's got to head out. Same way with Carl Fergie and the Invaders. It's the first time since Steve's arm bones were chipped in today that we've had him back.
That's right. Back today with Stan Lane, his partner. It's the Enforcer starting against Stan Lane for the Fabulous One. Enforcer back to the rope. Stan pulls back the right fist. Steve says, wait a minute. I'll do it. Nails him with a forearm. The strut by the Fabulous One. Carl Fergie and the Enforcer. In conference with the referee. Stan Lane stays in there. Fergie steps back out in his corner. Fergie talking to the Enforcer. Stan Lane. Right in the center of the ring. Wraps up the Enforcer by the left arm. Over to the corner, the tag on Steve Kern. Steve in with the boot. The Enforcer makes the tag on Carl Fergie. Kern smiling, waiting, center of the ring. Fergie goes for a headlock. Steve Kern forces him back to the rope. On the ropes, the referee wants to break. Fergie breaks it. Steve Kern taps him on the chest and backs away. Fergie fired into the rope. Oh, he nails Kern coming off of there. Drops with the upper arm. But Kern had moved. Fergie didn't move. He got a right hand. The knee of Stan Lane over in the corner. Stan Lane takes over after the tag. Fabulous One. Boy, what a team. By Stan Lane. Ducks under a haymaker swing by Carl Fergie. And rolled onto the rope. And there again, the strut. The Fabulous One. Feeling good after outsmarting Carl Fergie. Lane. the left arm. Fergie with a forearm across the face, but back in the corner, and Lane makes the tag. Now he's got Fergie tied up there. Steve Kern grabs it. Lucky flips him out of there. Fergie, body slam. Kern drops with the upper arm. The cover. 1 count only. Steve Kern, headlock on Carl Fergie. Back to the corner. Tag made on Stan Lane. Fabulous Ones tagging in and out frequently. Fergie had to force Lane back into his corner. He's got him here. He tags the enforcer. The enforcer goes for the rope. Stan Lane not there when the enforcer arrives. So the enforcer runs head on into partner Carl Fergie. We're 4 minutes into the action. 4 minutes gone.
Team of Lane and Kern, the fabulous one. Jackie Fargo has taken a couple of really fine athletes. He's pumped in some of that Fargo spirit to him, and boy, I'll tell you for a fact, he's really got a good-looking team here, baby.
Boy, that is indeed a fact. Fergie jumping up and down on the stomach of Stan Lane. Picks him up in the air now. Body slams him. There's a cover by Fergie. Stan threw him back at the count of 1. Lane into the rope. Fergie backflip high in the air. Fergie made the tag on the enforcer. The enforcer comes in to try to take over where Carl Fergie left off. Stanley reaching for a tag. Steve Kern was on the other side of the turn post. But he got the tag. He grabs the enforcer. Knee drop. And a count of 2 and 3. That's it. Teamwork with a capital T there from the Fabulous One. As Stan Lane reached around for the tag, Kern was on the other side of the ring post, but he quickly moved around the post, got the tag, and then in around behind the enforcer. Stan Lane released to Steve Kern. He dropped him down, got the count of 3, 5 minutes, 2 seconds, the win for the Fabulous One.
Well, I'll tell you, and a good win it was indeed. Hey, do you think, Dave, if we put on these top hats, it would kind of do the same thing for us it's done for the boys?
Somehow I doubt it.
Somehow I doubt it, too. You know, the thing about this team that's unbelievable is that you stop and think the longer they go, the more dominant they can be because both of them are in such incredible condition. The Fabulous Ones. We got more action coming up. So we'll be back to it in just a moment. Sugar coming up in a moment. But before we get to it, want to bring out the superstar, Billy Dundee. By golly, I'll tell you, it's been a long time since, hey, Bill, really good to have you back here. We have missed seeing you in action right here on Championship Wrestling, and I bring that from all the wrestling fans.
Well, I thank you, Lancer. You know, the last 5 weeks since the superstar ain't been here, I have had all kinds of stories what happened to me. Now, I'm here in living color to tell you what happened, folks. Now, just listen to this. Now, this is a true story. Somebody said I fell off my horse. Somebody said I wrecked my motorcycle. Somebody said I got drunk and fell down. Well, brother, I'm here to tell you what happened. 5 weeks ago, I was working out in Nashville, Tennessee, and I walked out the gymnasium. And there was 4 of the biggest gorillas you ever seen in your life, man. They were 9 feet tall. So one of them wanders up to me. He says, "Hey, you Bill Dundee?" So I looks up at him and I says, "Yeah, I'm the superstar, Daddy. What you want?" He said, "What I want?" He went, "Whack." So what a fight we had, man. Them boy head spitted one and flying mad the other one, Jack. Now, just a minute now. Hey, just a minute. I got this bone broke, but you should have saw the other guy, man. There wasn't a mark on him. Now, that's what happened to the superstar, Daddy. So, that's
You look in great shape,
feeling great.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what... Jonathan Boy.
Come on, now, I thought we settled it.
You shut up. I want to talk to somebody I know. Billy Dundee. I don't believe it. The Scotsman that came to Australia and couldn't make it. When he couldn't be an Australian, what did he do? He left Australia and came to America where he knew the competition was tough, where he knew all the Yanks were dirt and rubbish. So what's he do? Here he is. Billy, where have you been, Billy Dundee? Where have you been?
Can I, just a minute. Let me tell you a little story. I've known this guy about 10 years, and I've known this guy about...
We're
Hey.
not Americans.
We
don't use the terminology.
Okay, just. Okay, I know this bloke about 10 years, okay? That suit your ego, brother,
That's a
okay.
little bit
Now,
low
let me
down
tell
under.
you something. When George Barnes and I come here 7 years ago, we was just like you. We had a little chip on the shoulder because we didn't drive around an air-conditioned car.
You would have
and
to
we
have chips on your shoulder just to hold your coat up.
Johnny, the people are real nice here. All them folks are real nice people. And if you give them half a
If
chance,
they're
they'll be
nice,
real
if
nice
they're
to you,
nice
Jack.
people, you tell me this. We've been to 37 different countries, and in every toilet we've been in, there's been a little sign that says, go home yet. Don't you go away. I want to talk to you. I've come here to talk to you, Dundee. I walked in. You shut up and listen to me. No, I ain't shutting up. You are a disgrace not only to Scotland, you are a disgrace to Australia. You grew up down under. You came here, and now you're trying to be a bloody idiot. Look, cowboy bitch, get back here. I want to talk to you.
Come on.
Hey.
Come on.
I come to talk to you.
Will you add it? Get out of here. Better help me back there. I'll tell you, Dave, I haven't seen much of the sheep herders, but I've seen too much of them already.
It was plenty exciting. A fellow that comes in at about 378 pounds. Crusher Broomfield was the challenger for the Mid-America heavyweight title. Let's look at some of that action.
Mantell still being pounded, but fires a right hand back. And Broomfield shovels him into the ropes. Big elbow, and down he goes. Woo, and this time Broomfield sprung it from the ropes, and Dutch got out of the way. Dutch would have been a grease spot if he'd have hit on top of him. Into it, Mantell making a move here. Mantell hit him with his shoulder, but boy, I can tell you, he paid for it as he bounced right down on his back. He, in fact, knocked Crusher off his feet. Cornette flipped a chain in as the referee was reading the riot act to him, but Dutch picked it up and he nails Broomfield. 1, 2, 3. And Dutch fires it back to Cornette. So the winner is still the Mid-America champ in 8 minutes, 50 seconds. Thankful to the help from a chain that Cornette threw in, Dutch Mantell still the champion. Won it in 8:57 as he rattled Broomfield with that chain that Cornette had thrown in intended for Broomfield. Well, there it is. Did you say thank you to Jimmy Cornette?
I said, thank you very much, Jimmy, for helping me win this match. I thought he couldn't be a benefit to me, but I was wrong. He was a lot of benefit to me. Now, one thing, when you get in the ring with a man like Crusher Blackwell, he's 400 pounds in his heart. Wait a minute.
How come you talk to him and you don't want to even talk to us?
Because he's scheduled right here.
We're
Why
not
do you
scheduled.
guys-
We were scheduled. Our
Why
name was
don't
on
you
the
just
bloody
wait
book.
till the time when you're
450
scheduled
miles
on
they
the
come. You know, that's what I hate about you bloody Yanks. You got no class at all. We've been champions in 37 different countries. 37? And here you are talking to a piece of nothing.
He
a
is
piece
the
of bloody
champion
Yanks.
right now that
Champion
happens to
of
have the
what?
Mid-America
Of
heavyweight
what?
title.
Hey,
Let me say
he
something.
says
Let me say something. You want the interview?
Of course we want
You
the
want the
bloody
time?
interview. What do you
Hey,
think you
baby.
come here for?
Hey, baby, you got the time. You take it all you want.
Now there is a smart bloody Yank.
There's a streak of yellow up his back a mile long, but that's a smart bloody Yank. Now, we have got something to say to you, Yank. We have come to this country to tell you one thing and one thing only. We asked you, Yank, and you bloody haven't got a wrestler out there that can come anywhere near the New Zealand sheep herders. For once and for all, you're going to be taught what pain is, you thinking
Dutch Mantell went and got his sidekick, the old Texas Justice.
Maybe they didn't want the time enough. Maybe they didn't want this time after all. But I was gentleman enough to give it to them, right? Those guys are getting heat with me, and they're making me hot. But I'm going to tell you what, I can't fight to. They're not going to jump me like they jumped Dundee. Because I was born at night, but not last night, baby. They want into me. They know where I am.
Dutch Mantell, and the Dutchman has got a big title defense coming up. We're going to take time out. We're going to be back to it in just a moment.
It's going to be some big action, particularly 2 tag matches. Bill Dundee, Dutch Mantell against the Sheepherders. And then, on no time, no disqualification, Jimmy Hart's New York Dolls face Jackie Fargo's Fabulous Ones, Steve Kern and Stan Lane. Billy, I want to talk to you about this bout now with the Sheepherders coming up. Boyd and Williams. Now, you knew them before down in Australia. They came out here and tried to make you look like a fool.
That's right. Let me tell you something, Johnny Boyd and Luke Williams. Dirty Dutch Mantell didn't get his name but run around kissing little girls and shaking hands with all the old man, old ladies, brother. He got it because he could fight, and I'm glad he's on my side. And I'm going to tell you two guys something. We live there, right there in Music City, USA. That's the superstar's hometown. That's Mantell's hometown. And you're not coming over there to make no reputation. They come here the same chip on your shoulder, brother, that Barnes and Dundee come with. And it took some bloody Yank to knock that off, and we're going to knock it off your shoulder, Johnny Boyd and Luke Williams. Dutch Mantell have his whip at ringside, Jack, and you're going to feel what it is to be on the other end of it.
Well, I know one thing for a living fact. That is going to be a scrap and a half, a double tough match. When Jonathan Boyd and Luke Williams, the Sheepherders, get in there and tangle in the ring, not on the studio floor like you'll see in just a moment or two, but right there in the ring with Bill Dundee and Dutch Mantell. And then it's the Fabulous Ones and the Dolls. Jackie Fargo had some very interesting conversation to say about those fellas.
Congratulations, Hart. Congratulations. You're still the #1 idiot in the whole wide world. As the time gets nearer and nearer, I look up on TV and I see your little cheap imitation, stupid-looking little 25-cent hats and $2 coats. I don't like you, and I don't like what you've done to me and what you have tried to imitate. You're not as good as I am. You're not as good as my boys. You don't have any boys as good as mine, and I am not going to tolerate you. I'm going to stomp your brains out.
Hey, the Dutchman coming back in, and boy, I'll tell you what, he is ready for business. I think the Sheepherder just stormed him up. He is going against a guy that was a former holder of this very title, Dave.
Exactly. King Cobra. This match is going to be to the expiration of time. Now, it is a championship match, but by special agreement for television, it will be a match to the expiration of time. Introducing the challenger from Memphis, Tennessee at 233 pounds, King Cobra. And the champion defending his Mid-America title from Oil Trough, Texas at 224 pounds, Dutch Mantell. The Mid-America Championship is on the line. It's a match to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Ready for it. Bell time, and here we go. Dutch Mantell, King Cobra, and this will be a dandy of a match in there. I'm sure that Cobra is a little disappointed that there isn't totally more time in this championship match in there, because a lot of the guys have the feeling that when they have sufficient amount of time, ultimately their opponent's going to make some kind of mistake that will turn it into a win. It could apply to both guys, so you make the judge as to whether it has any advantage for any particular wrestler. The Dutchman back in the corner, a tough guy. King Cobra outweighs him. That's nothing unusual. Both of them very quick. You saw an example of Dutch's ability to get around that ring, and he can really go. Cobra trying to feel him out and get a handle on him, goes for a leg dive, and he misses it. So they both have got plenty of speed to burn in there, and this will be a dandy with the Mid-America belt on the line. Referee Jerry Calhoun, front face lock, Cobra hanging into the Dutchman. Dutch trying to straighten up and back it around, takes him to the ropes, and that's as good as you can get. That'll call for a break.
Best way to get out of that one, because Cobra also had the arm hooked, and Dutch going to have a rough time working his way out of that there any other way.
Just wheeled him around, bounced him into the ropes, and the referee called for the break in there. We're into Mid-America Championship action. Cobra this time going down with the leg, has Dutch on the deck with that leg locked up. He's taking it back to the outside as best he can, but Dutch eliminated some of that by hooking him around the chin, underneath the ropes, and that'll call for a break. Back up and ready to go one more time. Dutch Mantell rushing out of that crouch position straight at the Cobra. And once again in the ropes, referee Calhoun saying, come on, let's break it up now. Not a clean break. Dutch flipped over, and Cobra runs into the top turnbuckle. Dutch hooks the chin to pull it away and pulls back on the shoulder, putting an extended amount of pressure going down the left side of that neck. And there is Cobra. Rugged. Excellent action.
Dutch taking the offensive there. He had been reacting to moves that Cobra had made pretty much on the defensive during the match so far, but now he's the one that's going for the hold. He's the one that has Cobra down on the mat.
Arm back up in the hammer position, Dutch hanging on to it, and Cobra trying to work his way back up. It kind of puts the necessity for Cobra really to go for a pinhole quickly because of the amount of time that's involved in it. That's another aspect of it, that whenever the time is shortened on a championship match, it's to the advantage, I guess you'd have to say, of the champion. Cobra, beautiful, flipped him and got a 1 count out of it. Dutch right back on top of him. He gets a 1 count. Cobra takes him out, and man, let me tell you, they really were going after it. Cobra went straight over the top, and Sunset flipped him back into a pin position, Davey. Got a 1 count. The Dutchman, before they hardly rolled out, was right back into it, pulled Cobra down. He got a 1 count out of it. So they are scrambling hard, and King Cobra, trying to take advantage of what's time left, went for the pin. Was not successful, but a whale of a try, I'll tell you that. Cobra moving that arm around. Has Dutch now at a disadvantage. The Dutch still on his feet. Anytime that's the case, you can better believe he's got lots of action in store for you. Cobra winding him up a little more. Dutch comes straight at him to take him back to the corner, and that'll end up with a break being called by the referee. Cobra reluctant to let go of the arm. Dutch hanging on to that chin, and finally a break. And temper's getting a little short between King Cobra and Dutch Mantell with the Mid-America belt on the line.
Kind of a pushing and shoving match with the feet and then the hands. Referee in between them. Dutch was complaining about the slow break over on the rope.
Yeah,
that's the second time in the match that's happened, and Dutch unhappy about it. Registering that complaint with the referee.
He bars that arm and pulls him right up into a position where he is able to get a little bit more leverage on it. The only thing that it puts Cobra a little closer to being up. He's on his feet, and of course one of the things that he can do when he is up is be able to move around behind and reduce the pressure from that bar. Dutch changes position and really steps over. Now he's working it down. Cobra has himself in a position where he looks like he's going to go to grab those legs, scoop it out, and pitch him forward. But Dutch, as he said, he was born at night, but not last night, and he moved his way out of it. And as Cobra went for the big hip toss, Dutch put on the brakes and leaned back, took that arm straight back on him, and King Cobra still having to feel his way around and see if he can find something he can get the tough Dutchman down into a pin position with. The likelihood of getting a submission on him is pretty like slim and none, as they say.
Yeah, that's one of those rare things when you get a submission on Dutch. We are very close to the 6-minute mark. 5 minutes, 55 seconds gone in this championship match. First ball goes to the expiration of time.
We still have some wrestling time left, but we're looking at about 3 minutes, something like that. And Cobra, knee to midsection, and he puts Dutch down on the deck. So as we wind down very close, yeah, there's the official 3-minute call on the expiration of time, right. And Cobra, with that reverse face lock on him, from this position, you can drop if you can get that wrist bone buried in up under that ear, cut off that circulation and go into a sleeper hold on it. But he is really squeezing down on Dutch Mantell. King Cobra takes his hand away from the rope as he is trying to get him into position. I suspect, Dave, he's trying to get him in position more in the center of the ring, where if he does get a pin on him, he's not going to have the chance of the foot going over the rope. Back to the feet. Cobra takes a shot, and the Dutchman comes back with another, and Cobra exchanging with him. Mantell goes into front face lock and really caught him with an uppercut broad arm. 2 minutes to go in the action. 2 minutes of the expiration of time, and Dutch.
The match has been stopped. It's not a disqualification on anybody. It's a stopped match.
Sheepherders Jonathan Boyd on the right there, and Luke Graham, who just put a pile driver on King Cobra. They have been in our hair all day long, but at least they haven't been to the extent that they're in Cobra and Mantell. Big shoulder in, and Luke comes over. Did I say Luke Graham? Luke Williams.
Luke Williams,
I did, yeah. And Jonathan Boyd, the Sheepherders, with Dutch's whip right around Mantell's neck. Here comes the superstar. And the New Zealanders hop out of there in a hurry, kicking Cobra on the way. And Dundee. Johnny on the spot when Dutch needed him. As he ended up, there's Cobra on the floor and Dutch in the ring. And Mantell, who had that whip wrapped around his neck in there, Luke Williams wrapped him up in it. And Billy trying to help him out as promoter Eddie Marlin and referee Jerry Calhoun helped Cobra out. The Sheepherders, who have been a pain in the ear all day long, came in, jumped it. The referee stopped the match, and Cobra loses his chance at the title. Dave, we're going to have to take...
In just one moment, going to be looking for action in there that'll have young Jesse Barr in. And speaking of Jesse, here he comes along with manager Jimmy Cornette. Before we see Jesse in the ring, we'll have him out here. Jimmy? Good day,
I wish that you had been there. It was fantastic.
What was this?
Dutch Mantell, when he wrestled Jesse Barr, I will be greatly surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if Dutch Mantell ever shows his face in public again, because I told you last week, Jesse Barr is the greatest professional athlete in the world, and he proved it because, Lance, I'm telling you, Mantell, every time that he would try to do something, Jesse he'd go back to that Olympic training, he'd counter it, he'd reverse it. Every time that Jesse did something, Mantell was hopeless. He couldn't cope with it. I'm telling you. I told you that Jesse Barr is the greatest, and now we proved it. But you see, Dutch Mantell made a couple of mistakes. First of all, his first mistake was getting in the ring with an ex-Olympian like Jesse Barr, but his second mistake was taking a hold of me. In desperation, trying to save that precious belt of his, Dutch Mantell reached over to the side of the ring, and he grabbed me, and he pulled me in the ring, and that's when I had to do something, Lance. I don't like to get physical. But I took my hand, and I slapped him up against the head one time, and I slapped him again, and then that's when Jesse took over, and Jesse Barr gave him the worst beating that he's ever had since he's been in professional wrestling. That's what happened to Dutch Mantell, and I wish you had been there to see it. I wish everybody could have been there.
I wish I'd have been there, too, Jimmy.
And that's why I am claiming the Mid-America Heavyweight Championship for Jesse Barr, because Dutch Mantell was such a coward. He grabbed that belt and ran, and we were standing there tall in the ring like the champions that we are, and he was running like the coward that he is. So I'm claiming the Mid-America title for Jesse Barr. And besides that, Jesse Barr has something that nobody else so far has gotten. The full financial backing of the Cornette estate. I haven't had this much confidence in anybody else, but I've got it in Jesse Barr. Get a shot of this man. He's great. Come on, get a shot of this man. He is the greatest athlete I've ever seen.
Well, Jimmy, that sounds like high confidence indeed when you talk about putting the entire Cornette estate. I will reserve any comments about the Mantell-Barr match. I was not there.
Don't reserve anything. Well, you missed it. You should have been there.
Yeah. Okay.
But don't reserve anything. I just told you all about it.
We're going to have a chance to see Jesse in action today, and so why don't we do that? Let's
Why
get
don't
to
we
it.
do that?
Jimmy Cornette. Championship Wrestling, the sheepherders have come in rather strongly, to say the very least.
They have indeed. They had a rugged match with Terry Taylor and Jacques Rougeau.
By golly, I'll tell you one thing for a fact. They got a couple of guys that can go in there, and Taylor and Rougeau. Let's see if we can't take a look at some of the highlights of that particular match.
We are underway with Championship Wrestling. Hello, everybody. I'm Randy Hales. Dave Brown, our special guest at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee for Championship Wrestling. This opening match, the Sheepherders, Jonathan Boyd, Luke Williams against the T.O. Luke Williams with that stick from the flagpole catches him with it just shortly after the bell has rung. Rougeau was caught and Taylor too, and Luke Williams coming right out after him runs him into the ring post. Jonathan Boyd's pounding away at Terry Taylor, really working on him hard. Taylor didn't have a chance to start. He's busted open. Referee Paul Morton sending Rougeau back to the corner. Luke Williams and Jonathan Boyd double teaming. Taylor really caught bad, and here comes Jacques Rougeau in, but Jonathan Boyd double teaming from the Sheepherders. Taylor busted open very quickly during the match. The flagpole was used on Taylor. Taylor kicks, he's fighting back, but the Sheepherders really has Taylor in a bunch of bad shape, I'm telling you. Williams pounding away. He takes Taylor down to the canvas and drops across the big elbow. Picks him up by the hair. A tag on Jonathan Boyd, and Williams holds him, and here comes Jacques Rougeau in to help. But the referee's sending him out, and the Sheepherders, masters of double teaming, pounding away. Jonathan Boyd really working on Terry Taylor. Taylor in desperate need of a tag. Double teaming again. Here comes Rougeau. Rougeau catches Luke Williams, but Taylor still unable to get over and get a tag. Into the knee of Jonathan Boyd. A big right hand to the top of the eye of Taylor. Oh, man, I'm telling you. Caught him with a big elbow. Count of one. But Luke Williams, a mercenary, no doubt, refuses to allow the pin. Tag on Jonathan Boyd, and Boyd going to work on Taylor. Williams out, and Jonathan Boyd. A tremendous amount of punishment on Terry Taylor. Luke Williams in now, and he catches him, puts Terry Taylor down to the canvas. Has him up by the hair. The crowd getting behind Taylor. A knee to the midsection, and Taylor goes down. A knee to the top of the head by Luke Williams. Into the elbow of Jonathan Boyd. Taylor really busted open as the Sheepherders continue to apply punishment. Williams out on the turnbuckles, and he has that cane again, or the steel flagpole pounding at Terry Taylor as Jonathan Boyd continues the punishment on Terry Taylor. Taylor is about out of it. Boyd pounding. Tag on Luke Williams. And Williams catches him with the right hand. Taylor trying to get over and get a tag with Jacques Rougeau. He might be able to do it. He's very close, but Luke Williams prevents the tag. Williams has Taylor. A reversal. Taylor gets him. Jerry desperately needs to get over and get a tag, but Jonathan Boyd tagged in, and he prevents it from happening. Taylor came so very close. Terry put down to the canvas again. Jonathan Boyd fires him in, and this is his headbutt that we've seen him do. And Taylor absolutely out. A count of 1, a 2 count, and he gets a count of 3 in 4 minutes, 35 seconds.
Well, when you look at the statistics on it, 4 minutes, 35 seconds, no doubt. A very impressive win for the team of the Sheepherders, Luke Williams and Jonathan Boyd, going against what has been a substantial team indeed of Taylor and Rougeau.
Substantial nothing. That is what's going to happen to every bloody Yank we get in with. I'll tell you one thing. Billy Dundee said we'd like it here, and we're trying to figure out what he bloody meant. Now we know why Billy Dundee's been here for such a long time. Because you stinking Southern Yanks couldn't wrestle your way out of a bloody paper bag. See this flag here? This flag is going to be flying over all the rings and all the arenas. The Sheepherders, champions in 37 different countries, are going to squash. There's going to be no drawn given. We are going to demolish every team we get in. And if you don't think we are going to do what we say, you watch what we do now.
We'll be sitting right here to watch it. As a matter of fact, it's Jonathan Boyd ringing the bell for Paper, who has had no respite from the action, and once again a 2 count. He breaks it at the 2 count.
Williams tags Boyd.
Rougeau and Taylor. Taylor coming in, bust a couple of boards over the head of Boyd and Williams. And,
Get him back out here, man! Get him back out here, so quick! Talking about Yanks, Southern Boys, well, here's one. Here's a ready, another one ready to fight. Where are they? They're pretty tough for that flagpole, aren't they? Where are they?
obviously...
Get back out here. They think they're so tough. They say New Zealand is so tough. Those guys come out here. We're not leaving until they come out here. Get them out here. They want a street fight when we're ready. We got our equalizer. Let's go. I tell you what, fighting. Come on. Anybody could hit somebody on the head, in the back of the head, and get a win like you did. But you face us face to face, and you'll see that Terry Taylor. Come on, get him out. I want him out. Come on, get him out.
The Sheepherders not coming out here.
Why not?
Because I said they're not.
Why? Is that your face busted up, Eddie?
I can't help it right now. Is not trying to take care of it. You didn't have any business.
Busted me up, man. They like to jump out when they feel like it.
Let's go. Come on.
They like to jump out. Get them out of here for some time.
Just go there, boy.
Eddie, bring them out, man.
Okay.